Sup nerds, here's my security control deck profile. Starting off with our Tama, we are running a yellow base, so we are playing 4 Upamon from BT3. When attacking once per turn, if you have 3 or fewer security cards, trigger draw 1. We are only going to be attacking when we have 3 or fewer security cards, unless it's just lethal, so that's why we're playing this one over any of the other choices. And then on to the only rookie in the deck, 4 Salamon from BT2. On deletion, if you have 3 or fewer security cards, recover +1. The combo with these is you get to draw 1 and most likely it will die, and then you'll just get to recover for free, so a very good combo effect there. On to our champions, we are playing a few tech champions. I'm playing 2 Wizardmon from BT15. He does have blocker on play / on deletion. By trashing the top or bottom card of your security stack, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 6,000 DP until the end of your turn. That's really good to combo with Flame Hellscythe because that's a total of net minus 12,000 DP on something. Also, him just having blocker is really cool. And in a pinch, if you need access to your purple-yellow stuff, you can Evo this guy on top of a Salamon just to get access to that color. And then we are also playing 1 BT8 Rapidmon, just a one of. Does combo pretty well with the Salamon late game when you have a bunch of Tamers on the field. You just Evo into this guy and clear a bunch of small bodies or stuff. And then if they do something to try to kill this, it armor purges, goes back to being a Salamon, which is really nice. And that is it, just 3 champions. And then onto our ultimates, we are playing 4 Magna Angemon Ace from BT14, 4 to hard play, which is pretty cool. You'll basically almost never Evo this guy, but you do have the option to since we are playing a few champions. But he does Evo for 3 if you do choose to do that, or if you blast Evo, it's 0, obviously. On play / when digivolving, if you have 5 or fewer security cards, recover +1. Then one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 1,000 DP for each card in your security stacks. This is a really cool way to just pop small bodies or combo this with something else to kill something big. It does have Ace Overflow -3 though, so keep that in mind. And then we are of course playing this security control staple, Magna Angemon from BT1. On play, recover +1, non-stipulation, and we're actually not playing any Megas, so I'm not even going to read this inheritable here because it's relevant. But these are our primary recovery engine combined with the Salamon. And you can obviously abuse this guy with Flame Hellscythe. You can just keep bringing him back. This guy cannot be recurred with Hellscythe though because of the 8,000 DP. That is it. We're just playing 8 ultimates. We are playing a couple level 7s, just to avoid being absolutely doo-dooed on by a deck that can go super wide. We are playing Double Death X from BT9, 20 play cost, 15,000 DP. When you would play this card, reduce its memory cost by 3 for each Digimon and Tamer your opponent has in play. So the math here is if they have 7 things in play, you get to play this guy for free, which is pretty nasty. Then on play / when digivolving, de-evo 1 all of your opponent's Digimon, then delete all of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon. And then end of opponent's turn, once per turn, delete all of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest play cost. So really strong to not just lose to people going super wide on you. And then on to our Tamers. We are playing 4 Mimi Tachikawa from BT3. Cheap 2-cost Tamer that gives you access to purple. And then all turns, when a player uses an option card, you may suspend this Tamer to gain 1 memory. So it stuns your opponent if they do have options that they want to play, but also just makes your options that much cheaper every time you put one of these on the field. Really strong card. And then our other purple Tamer, we are playing 4 Kari Kamiya from BT4. All turns, when a card is removed from your security stack, you may suspend this Tamer to gain 1 memory. So this is a way to basically floodgate your opponent out of the game if you get enough of these on the field. And they don't have like a memory setter, you can just keep choking them, and then every time they poke you, it just passes turn, which is pretty nice. And then we are playing 4 Digimon Emperor from BT8. All turns, when one of your opponent's level 5 or lower Digimon is deleted, you may suspend this Tamer to draw 1. This is much needed draw power in a deck like this because you're not traditionally drawing that much. In this deck, you're basically just drawing 1 card per turn. But if you see a bunch of these, you get deeper into your deck and have access to more and more of your options. And then opponent's turn, one of your opponent's level 3 Digimon is moved from their breeding area to their battle area, gain 2 memory. And that stacks, which is pretty nasty. So this is actually really good against decks that are like low to the ground, like Terriermon is a good example. Like that deck, like they have to Evo into a level 4, otherwise they might just pass turn if they promote. Decks running Yukomon, LOL, Yukomon staying in your raising area unless you just want to pass turn. And then like armor style decks like that Vmon needs to Evo into something if you want to promote and not lose memory. So this is a really good card. I love seeing it. And then our last 2 Tamers, we are playing 2 Kari Kamiya from BT8. It is a memory setter, and then your turn only. When a card is added to your security stack, you may suspend this Tamer to gain 1 memory. So this is just extra memory from our recovery stuff on our turn. And that is it. We are playing 14 Tamers. Then on to our options, which there are quite a few. We are playing 2 Revelation of Light, 4 cost option from BT15. When an effect trashes this card from your security stack, you activate the security effect, which is pretty nice. The security effect is all of your opponent's Digimon and security Digimon get minus 5,000 DP until the end of your turn. So this is effectively a ruin mode, which is disgusting, and I really love that. And then the main effect is search your security stack. You may play 1 yellow level 4 or lower Digimon card among it without paying the cost. Then shuffle your security stack. If you have a Tamer with Kari Kamiya in its name, place this card on top of your security stack. So we are playing 6 Kari Kamiya Tamers. So typically when you have this in your hand, you'll be able to recover it on top of your security stack. This lets us fish out our Salamon and level 4s out of security because they do nothing in there. And then also replace them. And then have like a nice little ruin mode effect. There is a combo you can do, which is cool. If you have a Wizardmon in your security, or if you just have one in your hand, you can activate this, play out the Wizardmon if it's in your security, then recover this, then trigger Wizardmon's effect to trash this, and then it blanket minuses 5k on your opponent's field until the end of their turn, which is like a ruin mode effect, and also minuses 6k to something from Wizardmon's effect, which is really nice combo. And then we are of course playing 4 Flame Hell Scythes from BT8, 6 cost option. Main, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 6,000 DP for the turn. Then you may play 1 purple or yellow Digimon card with 6,000 DP or less from your trash without paying the memory cost. Securities activate the main effect. It is important to know that this is an optional secondary effect. That way, like Biting Crush isn't just a blowout if this card gets checked out of security. This is entirely optional. This was errated to be optional. And then we are playing 1 Reinforcing Memory Boost from BT6. This card was limited because of security control, so obviously we're still going to be playing it. It's one of the best cards you could possibly play. Main, reveal the top 2 cards of your deck. Place 1 of them on top of your security stack face down. Add the remaining card to your hand, then place this card in your battle area. And then main, delay, trash it to gain 3 memory, and securities just place it in the battle area. So an important thing to know, let's say your opponent Congos you. You can actually still activate this card, and you just reveal 2 cards and add them both to your hand, which is pretty nice. So this is always good, even if your opponent Congos you or something stupid like that, like you're still going to get value out of this card. This card's just amazing. Just a draw 1, and also put something on top of my security that's going to get played for free when my opponent inevitably checks it. And then we are playing 4 Lanki Adestacto from BT10. I'm just going to ignore this because we do have yellow sources in this deck. Main, if you have 3 or more security cards, 1 of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 12,000 DP for the turn. If you have 3 or fewer security cards, place 1 of your opponent's Digimon face down on top of their security stack. Securities activate the main effect. So if your opponent checks this and you have exactly 3 security, you get to trigger both effects, which is insane. Whenever I post the gameplay footage, one of the matches I had an opponent that checked 3 of these out of security in 1 game when I had exactly 3 security. It was just super brutal for them. I actually felt bad for them at that point. But yeah, this card's insane if you get to 3 security threshold when you activate it. And then we are playing 4 Wyvern's Breaths from BT6. Main, 1 of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 15,000 DP for the turn. Security activates the main effect. This is amazing because it will kill most things. And also DP reduction is still really broken. So it will get around like a lot of protection effects as long as they don't have specifically DP minus protection effects. So still an insane card. And then we are of course playing 4 Chaos Degradations, the best removal you have access to. A cost option, main, place 1 of your opponent's Digimon face down at the top or bottom of your opponent's security stack. If you do, trash a top card of your opponent's security stack. And then the security effect is you may place 1 of your opponent's Digimon face down at the top or bottom of its owner's security stack. So while it's not super awesome out of security because it does recover them, it does just out stuff for free. Yeah, insane card, like good answer to Machine Dramon and cards that have like a lot of protection effects, like Greymon Tribal has protection against everything but cards like this, which is pretty nice. But yeah, this is the best removal you could play in this deck. But that is it for the list. I will be posting gameplay of the deck in the not too distant future, and once those videos go live, they'll be in the pinned comment below. But if you guys have any questions, anything I didn't address, feel free to leave them down in the comments. I'll be happy to answer anything. But I appreciate you guys stopping by. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy some of this kind of content. Want to come back for more. But until next time, see ya.